So a couple of Sundays ago, I tried something out on my social media, specifically my Instagram account. This could work for anywhere though. And I tried to test a theory that I had in my head and that I heard online when it comes to helping to increase social media engagement. Now, this is something that you might have heard before. I know it's something that I heard before, whereas you want to warm up the social media algorithm before you post and work it when you post, and more people will see your post, therefore increasing your social media engagement on the entire post itself. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to test it for myself and see if this works. Because I don't know about you, there's tons of business coaches and social media trainers out there that'll give you good theory, but they're actually not doing any of the things that they're teaching. So before I came out and shared with you guys my experience on this, I wanted to do it myself and see if it worked and then report back to you. Now, normally what I do on my social media, because I'm pretty busy entrepreneur, I'll post something on my Instagram or on my Facebook page or wherever you're posting. And then I'll, as I can, reply back to comments, like comments, engage with the people who are engaging on the post. And that's really what I've done in the past. But I wanted to test the theory of working the algorithm before you post and then immediately commenting and engaging with the people that are engaging on my post immediately after I post. You and I work really, really hard already to get the most engagement that we can on our social media posts, right? So why don't we amplify that if we can with a very small little thing that you can do? And this was a thing that I wanted to test a few Sundays ago. So in this episode, what I want to do is I want to share with you some of these crazy cool results that we were able to get, how I have now systematized this, of which I learned through this test that I did a few Sundays ago, so that you can go and do that with your social media posts to help increase your social media engagement. So stay tuned. Welcome to episode 242. My name is Tanya Aliza, and if you have products and services that you sell, this is the place to be to learn how to attract more customers, to grow your brand, to grow your influence using social media, and to automate a lot of what you're doing in your business so you can have a life that you love. And if you're new here, make sure that you are subscribed and your notification bell is set to on if you're watching on my YouTube channel, because I put out a brand new training episode and free resource for you and your business each and every single week. Oh yes, make sure to always check the show notes below in the resources area where you're watching this video, because I leave a bunch of additional extra awesome, cool bonuses and resources that go along with today's topic that will help you even more in your business. Okay, so to caveat this, normally, this experience was done on a Sunday, but normally on the weekend when I do posts, they get really poor engagement on the weekends. So you're not really seeing me post too much on the weekends, at least not the things where we know we really want to get shown and we really want exposure. So the interesting thing with this experiment that I did it on a Sunday, which is typically the worst day for us to post anything on social media. However, because I employed this social media engagement strategy that I'm going to share with you, the post blew up. It was one of our most engaged with and most seen, most liked posts that I've ever done in a really long time on my social media. So if I were to have done this on a normal day that we're used to posting, a weekday, I couldn't even imagine what the results are going to be like. And by the way, we've now implemented this strategy with our social media team to do this on all of our posts, and it's working really, really well. So here are the 4 things that I did on Sunday. I woke up, went on the couch, it was cold, rainy day, and so I pulled out my phone. I don't like to work on the weekends. However, I was like, what else am I going to do? So I pulled out my phone and I spent 5 minutes on social liking and commenting with people. So I'm going to give you this really cool guide as well in a minute. But I spent 5 minutes on social liking and commenting with people. Basically, I warmed up the algorithm. So before I made my post, I went and started engaging a little bit. And I'm not telling you to engage for an hour, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, if that's all you have. The second thing that I did was I spent 10 minutes and shared a really heartfelt, vulnerable post. So we'll share with you the post right here, and I'll link to the post on my Facebook or my Instagram. I'll link to it on both. If you don't have Instagram or whatever, you can go to either one. I'll link to it in the show notes below. So you can actually go to the post, and I want you to look at the psychology of how I put this together. And I literally just took 10 minutes and I found a really good relevant photo and I wrote up this post. Now, I believe that the post had a lot to do with why also the engagement was really high on it. It was very personal, it was very vulnerable, and I just shared a little bit of a timeline journey for my entrepreneur journey. And I shared with them even the struggles. Sometimes, I mean, a lot of the time, people are sick and tired of hearing about all of the wins and crazy awesomeness and everything's great when you're an entrepreneur. That is furthest from the truth. There is a lot of downtimes that we have as an entrepreneur, and unfortunately, not many people talk about them. So I talked about them. I shared the journey, the failures that I had, and I was really vulnerable with that post. Now, in every episode of Tanya Aliza TV, I like to equip you with a resource that you can use in your business that goes with the episode. So today, since I realized how powerful this power story post is, that I called it, I want to give you a worksheet and a template so that you can fill in the blank and you can create your power story so that when you share it, people pay attention on social media. I think this is really important for us to learn how to do as entrepreneurs, is sharing our power story. So I have this power story workbook, template, and guide ready for you. It's free on my blog, and you can go to tanyaaliza.com/242 to pick it up. We'll leave a link in the description area where you're watching this video right now. Click that link, it'll take you to my blog, and then on my blog, you'll see this video, and right below the video, there'll be a big yellow button that you can click, and you can request access for free to my power story template and guide. Please go through that, fill it out, and then use that to share your story, not just on social media, but maybe if you're talking to potential customers or potential business partners in your world. Okay, so 5 minutes warming up the algorithm, 10 minutes constructing the heartfelt post. Use my guide and template if you need help with that. And then number 3 is I posted it on Instagram. I posted it on Facebook as well. So wherever you're most present, you're gonna go there and post, right? Those were my 2 main areas, so I posted on both. And then on Instagram, I've learned this really cool feature recently to get more exposure for your posts and the things that you're posting. Whereas I shared my post to my story, my Instagram story reel, and then I highlighted that story to one of my highlight reels on my profile. Now, if that sounds weird and you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to link in the show notes below to episode 236. And we show you how to do that. So I give you another strategy on how to get the most exposure for your social media posts using IG stories. So if you don't know how to do that, go do it. It's powerful, powerful little strategy on Instagram, and it'll take you literally an extra 1.5 minutes to do. And the fourth thing, the last thing that I did is immediately after I posted, I started engaging with people that were commenting. So I had people commenting immediately, and I don't normally respond back immediately. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, I've got a free minute. I batch a lot of my work in my days. So then I went in this time and I immediately started engaging and commenting back. Now, I was very intentional with this because I wanted to test. This was an experiment for me. I wanted to see, okay, everybody says that if you can increase back and forth commenting, not just like they comment once, you comment once. I wanted to have a dialogue inside of the comments thread. I wanted to have back and forth comments. So I tested this out and it worked fabulously, where I would comment and I would ask a question back. So then it would prompt them to have a conversation back. And we went back and forth a few times. Now, before long, we had hundreds and hundreds of comments. My post was getting shown more than any of my posts have ever gotten shown, like even all week. And this was on a Sunday. So here were the exact results, and these are probably higher right now. 1,118 likes combined from the Facebook and Instagram posts together, and 287 comments. And this was just in a matter of a couple of weeks, not even, maybe 10 days. You guys, that's incredible. And something to note too, I made a note here when I did my note recap, my debrief on this, no paid ads to this post, nothing. It was just all organic, all free. It was a personal post with a personal experience that was vulnerable. That's what I put in my debrief on why I think that was really powerful. So 2 things combined to help your social media engagement strategy and increase your social media engagement. the type of post that it is. Are you talking with people? Are you drawing them in? Are you bringing them into some sort of a story? That's really important. But then combining that with warming up the algorithm and then commenting and engaging immediately with the people that are commenting and engaging with you immediately on that post. And remember, I have our power story template and worksheet, fill in the blank worksheet for you to create your own power story, your power post, if you will, to help increase your social media engagement, to help you with that strategy. I'll link to it in the description area where you're watching this video. Click the link, it'll take you to my blog where you can request access to that for free. And if you're watching on my YouTube channel, we'll see if our technology works, and we'll link to it up in the top corner right up there. And you can click that and link over to our website. And go and get that power story template and create your power story, and then follow these 4 steps immediately and test it out for yourself. Now, I want to give you some debriefing pro tips and notes that I took here when I was looking at and figuring out what worked best with this. So I spent time personally responding and interacting. I don't do this every day, you guys, but once a week, it takes about 30 or 40 minutes of my personal time. I don't expect all of my people to spend all day, every day on social media. In fact, I steer away from that theory as much as possible as a business owner, because that's not a life that you love, is hanging out on social media all day long. So do this once a week, and it will warm up the algorithm, even to give your other posts that maybe you're not interacting immediately on a little boost in the algorithm. I did turn a lot of these comments into some sort of a business transaction. And what I mean by that is, business transaction to me isn't necessarily a sale, but it's also awareness to my brand. So I always have a bunch of freebies that people can download and they can implement into their world, pieces of value, if you will. And so in some of those comment engagements that I was having, I would share some of my freebies that I know through conversation would help them. When I share a freebie, you guys, people get on my email list and they're exposed to a lot of the things that I'm involved in and do, and I get to build a deeper relationship with my people. So you always want to, if you're on social media for business, be very intentional and find a way to post and get a lot of engagement. That's good, but it's not a popularity contest. You want to make money if you're in business, and so you have to find a way to turn those conversations into business. The best way to do that is to give them value that brings them into your brand and builds brand awareness with them at a deeper level. So the best way that I've figured out how to do this over the last decade plus of being online business owner is through a freebie of some sort where you have that set up. Now, if you don't have one of those set up in your business and in your brand, stay tuned, because we have something coming where I will show you how to set up a really effective, high converting freebie funnel for you and your business, so that you can lead with value out in the marketplace and stop being that sleazy car salesman just spamming your business opportunity or business products everywhere. Business is really about connecting, and it is about relationships. And that's what social media is all about. Social media is not about you, but it has everything to do with how you can show up and how you can help people. With that being said, make sure to go and pick up this week's freebie over on the blog at tanyaaliza.com/242. You will love our power story template that we've put together for you. I promise you will. And if you go through it and you actually do the activity, that's the goal, drop us a comment and let us know how specifically that's helped you in your world and in your business. We'd love to hear about it. Okay, so it is time for our champagne moment highlight of the week. I love taking all of your comments and reading them and internalizing them. It really juices me up, you guys. So every week we take one of our champagne moment highlight comments and we like to feature you on the show. So anytime you have experienced a win or positive experience through any of my trainings, my free training, my paid training, doesn't matter. We listen to your comments and we save your comments in a folder, and we love to highlight you guys. So this week's champagne moment highlight of the week goes out to Alyssa Hebert. And Alyssa shares, I think this was on my Facebook, woohoo, 37 leads interested in working with me this week. So that's awesome, Alyssa. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. We love celebrating you. Congratulations for being our champagne moment highlight of the week. We will link to you in the show notes below so people can go and check you out. And if you've had a positive experience in my world in any fashion, please share a comment with us so we can feature you as one of our next champagne moment highlights of the week. All right, don't forget to check the show notes below in the resource section of where you're watching this video. I will leave a bunch of additional extra resources that go along with this episode on top of the ones that we already talked about in the episode that will help you in your business. And I will also link to 2 other videos for you to help with your social media engagement strategy right here if you're watching on my YouTube channel. And if you know anybody else that would find value in this episode at all, make sure to share it, smash the like button, give me a thumbs up, drop us a comment. I will see you next week on Tanya Aliza TV.